morning children. This is Ramya, your science teacher. Again today we are going to discuss about one more topic from your 6th class science textbook, that is changes around us. Into the topic, I want to give some small story of about me regarding the topic. One day I was preparing the tea in my kitchen. Suddenly my daughter wants to write an article on a colors. So she sat beside me and observing what I am doing. Suddenly my son came shouting at me and came into the kitchen and showed his white shirt. So that white shirt got spoiled. So how it spoiled? I thought for a few minutes and I came to conclusion that I was soaked that white shirt along with the new red shirt. So that red shirt color has stick to this white shirt. In that way it has changed its color. So by this way some changes will be happening in our daily life. By looking these all things, my daughter got many questions. Many doubts. How this change has been occurred, how the milk is turning into tea by adding the tea powder. In this way, she got many doubts. So for that answers we'll see in our class today. That means not only that kind of changes, but we can see number of changes in our day-to-day life. But for every change in anything, there will be compulsory a cause or a reason. Without any cause or reason, there is no change in a particular substance. So what are those causes? How that cause will be taken? How that cause will be happening to change that substance? For example, number of changes in our surroundings, like there will be change in the seasons, change in the weather, okay? Change in the seasons, weather, and taking example our human being, our body itself. In the earlier stages we will be small. That means we can see the growth in us. Like we can change our height will increase in our height and increase our weight. We can increase or decrease our weight. So in this way we can see number of changes in our body. Even plants also grow from seed to a big tree, and birds also from a egg to the birds, big birds we can see. In this way number of changes will be happening around us. So to understand the concept of changes around us, so we will take a best example of milk converting into the curd. Milk to curd. That means how milk is changing into the curd. This is the two ingredients which we can see in everyone's home. We can see these two ingredients in the kitchen of our houses. So our day starts with the milk. Yes, all we are familiar with the milk, and it's a very good proteinous food in our day-to-day life. So how this milk is converting into the curd. So what is the change we can see there? How it changed, what are added to it, and what we have to do to convert milk into the curd. This is the one of the example which we are going to see in our lessons, that is changes around us. For that what we need is take a bowl of milk. Okay, this is a milk. Take one bowl filled with a milk, like warm milk, like lukewarm milk, and add sample curd. Little amount of, like 1 to 2, 3, 4 spoons of curd we have to add it. We have to add. That means to warm milk we have to add a sample curd, like little amount, and we have to stir. After adding the sample curd into the warm milk, we have to stir well and keep this set up to a side and covered with a lid. After few hours, like 8 to 10 hours, we can see that milk converted into the curd. So how this milk is converted into the curd? After adding the sample curd into it. Like some bacteria which will develop in the milk change that milk into the curd. The bacteria which are present in the sample curd will be increase in their number and convert this milk into the curd. This is a change had happened from milk to the curd. But what is the cause behind this? What is the reason behind this conversion of milk into the curd? That we will see how. Okay, so how it is converted milk into the curd. So now we got a curd now. We got an end product curd, and this product, this curd, we have to compare with the milk which we have taken before. So comparison of milk and curd. Okay, comparison of milk and curd. So we have to compare both milk and curd now. So first you take milk and curd. So what are the features of this? Like what are the common features which we can take? Like color, taste, volume and state. Color, state, taste and volume. First milk. Take one's milk. Color, if you observe, color of the milk is white in color. Okay, it is white in color. Coming to the curd, it will be slightly yellowish color. Okay, this is the change in the color. Next, coming to the taste. If you taste 1 spoon of milk, it will be like sweet. And if you take the curd, it will be of which taste, like little sour or highly sour. That will be depend on the sample which we have taken. Next, coming to the state. Now, state of milk, as you know, materials are divided into 3 groups like solids, liquids and gases. So milk belongs to which state? Liquid state. So if you see the milk, it is in liquid state. But if you come with curd, is it a liquid state or solid state or any other state apart from the 3 states? It is a semi-solid state. It is either liquid or solid. So semi-solid state. So we can see the change in the state also. Color, taste and state also. And if you compare the volume of milk and the volume of curd, you take same quantity of bowls like 1 liter or half liter bowls, and if you pour milk and curd, which weight will be more? Obviously the weight of curd will be more. In this way, some changes we are seeing after conversion of milk to the curd. Those are the comparison of milk and curd. So how they are compared? In the comparison of color, taste, state and volume. In this way we can, so this is about the comparison of milk and curd. That means changes in the color, taste, state and the volume. So these are some indications. So by these indications we can know that milk converted into the curd. But what are the reasons behind this? So what are the causes or reasons behind the conversion of milk to the curd? Now we will see with one activity. To that activity we need 3 Okay. The concept that what are the reasons behind the conversion of milk into the curd, we will see with small activity. For that we need to take 3 bowls. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3 bowls we have to take of same volume bowls, like if it is half liter or 1/4 liter or 1 liter, whatever it may be, we have to take the same quantity of bowls. So in first bowl you have to add cool milk. Okay, cool milk in the first bowl, and second and third bowls we have to add warm milk. Okay, first bowl we have to add cool milk, some quantity of cool milk, and in the second and third bowls we have to add warm milk. Okay, now take some sample curd. Take some sample curd. Add in 1-2 bowls. In which we have to add first and second bowls, we have to add this sample milk, and don't add in the third bowl. Add it only in the 1 and 2 bowls. Now keep this total setup and cover this with the lids and keep it aside and observe after 8 to 10 hours. So what are the changes you have noticed after 8 to 10 hours of observation? What you have observed? In which bowl you can find the curd? Which bowl you can find the curd? So coming to so we have to compare here now. Compare the bowls in two forms like 1 and 2 ones, 2 and 3 ones. Okay, 1, 2, 2, 3. So we have to compare with 1 and 2, 2 and 3. If you compare 1 and 2, what happened? The bowl containing first bowl, it doesn't change into the curd. And second bowl is changed into the curd with all these features like yellowish color, sour taste, semi-solid state, and like it became a completely curd. That means in this case, milk converted completely into the curd. And coming to the third bowl, there is no conversion of any curd. So again you compare if you 2 and 3. No conversion of curd in the third. So we have compared 1 and 2, 2 and 3. So why first bowl, even though we have added a sample curd into the first bowl, why it did not convert into the curd? And even though we have taken a warm milk, why this third bowl did not convert into the curd? So what are the reasons now? What are the reasons for the conversion of milk into the curd? That means we need warm milk and a sample curd. So what is the reasons now? We need warm milk and sample curd. If these reasons are satisfied, then only milk will be converted into the curd. In this way, milk will be converted into the curd. Apart from that, no other cases we cannot convert milk into the curd. For if you see, now in this we have taken a cool milk. So cool milk is not a condition for conversion. And here no sample is added in the third bowl. So that is also not one of the rule. That is also not one of the reasons. So only the second bowl will satisfy all these reasons. And in that case only we can see the conversion of milk into the curd. This is all about the activity. And from this you can know that some indicators are seen and some changes we have seen. And we came to know the reasons also for the conversion of these changes. This is all about the conversion of milk into the. So what is the reason behind the changes in the seasons? That is nothing but the rotation of the earth. How earth, you know very well, everyone know that earth will rotate on its own axis and it will rotate around itself and revolve around the sun. That's why we will get day and night and the seasons. Okay, that means seasons only, like winter, summer, rainy, etc. Okay, so that is the reason rotation of the earth causes the changes in the seasons. This is about the changing in the seasons. Next, coming to the shadows. Okay, shadows. You can see the changes in the shadows according to the seasons. So if you observe the shadows of your own shadows, like while going on roadside, you'll observe sometimes your shadow will be towards back and somewhat right or left. These all changes also according to the rise of the sun. And if you observe in some months like winter season and summer season, if you compare the rising of the sun, exactly how all knows that sun rises in the east. Only to the east sun rises and sets towards the west. Okay, so but in which season you can see the exactly sun rises in the east. So by the seeing these shadows also we can say that sun rises in the exactly in the east or somewhat slightly right or somewhat slightly left. So if you practically you observe, now it's a summer season, you just morning you observe. For this we need the magnifying compass. Playing with the magnets, you will learn about this magnetic compass. In that, you will have directions, north and south, so east and west. Okay, so if you observe this by placing this in your home, you can see the north and south, and this north and south are perpendicular to the east and west. If we know the north and south directions, easily we can locate the east and west. So if you place this in your home, and if you observe the sunrise exactly in summer season, you can see the sunrises exactly, that means near to the east, and in winter season it will be slightly towards the right or left. So in this way, changes in the seasons, changes in the sun rising, and changes in the shadows we can see. Of all these, we will categorize these all changes into 6 types. Like, it is a temporary, permanent, natural, man-made, temporary, permanent, natural, man-made, slow or fast. So now I'll give some examples for you. So now by seeing that, by listening that examples, we can classify them into these groups. For example, first one, changing of milk into curd. Is it a man-made change or natural change, or temporary change, permanent change, slow change or a fast change? To understand this one, I will give you some examples. Temporary and permanent change. First we will go with the temporary and the permanent change. If the change has occurred in any substance, if it comes back to its original position, original case, that we call it as a temporary change. And if that substance changes completely and we cannot bring back to its original position, that we call it as a permanent change. That is about the temporary and the permanent. Natural and man-made. For example, now if you take the seasons, those are man-made. Like these seasons are done by man? No, it is naturally done by the weather, or it is naturally done by our surroundings. And man-made is nothing but if anyone is involving in any change, that we call it as a man-made change. And slow and the fast change. Some changes will take very fast, some changes will be happening in very slow. These all about the temporary, permanent, natural, man-made, slow and the fast. If you compare the conversion of milk into curd and changing the seasons, which is the slow and the fast? Conversion of milk and curd is a fast change, and conversion of like changing in the seasons is a slow process. Why? Because seasons will last for 4 to 5 months. But conversion of milk into curd will take hardly 8 to 10 hours. So that is why conversion of milk into curd is a fast process and changing seasons is a slow process. And next, if you compare a conversion of milk into a curd and a switch button, we will use switch buttons for owning light, electric bulb. Like if you on and off, is it a slow process or a fast process? Obviously, it is a very fast process. It will take a fraction of seconds to on. If you compare the conversion of milk into curd and a switch button on and off, which is a slow and a fast? Obviously, it will be the switch button. It will take fraction of seconds to on and off, but conversion of milk into curd, it takes around few hours. So, if you compare these two things here, conversion of milk into curd becomes a slow change, and that switching on and off button became a fast change. So, comparing with different things, the changing will be all different. So, now we compare the seasons. In that case, there is a slow change. This is a slow change, and that conversion of milk into curd is a fast change. But here it became a slow change. So, for comparing between different things, it will become the changes may be differentiate. Okay. So, in this way, we can say that changes are of 6 types, like temporary, permanent, natural, man-made, slow or fast. Few examples, like I'll give some examples so that you can classify them into these groups. For example, now I said first one, best one, milk conversion of milk into curd. It is a somewhat slow process. It's a man-made and it's a permanent. Why? Because we cannot get back into our milk. And next, rusting of iron. So generally iron materials will be rusting. If we keep it in the air, that will be rusting. That is a which change? It's a permanent change and it's a natural change and it is a slow change. It will rust. And boiling of egg. So take one egg, you boil it. After boiling it, that change will become a permanent change. We cannot get back the original egg again. And it is a man-made. We only made it to boil. So it is a man-made thing. And man-made change. And it is somewhat fast only. Why? Because it will take hardly 10 to 15 minutes. First one is a conversion of milk. Next is rusting of iron. Next is boiling of egg. Okay. Next, rice to cooked rice. Rice to cooked rice also a permanent change. Once if rice is cooked, we cannot get back raw rice, and it's a man-made change and it's a fast change. In this way, we can take number of examples and can classify into these groups. With this, we can get conclusion that which is a temporary, permanent, natural, man-made, slow and a fast. Observe your surroundings, see in your home and write few changes you are seeing around you and classify them in this box so that you can understand the concept easily. This is nothing but what is happening in our surroundings itself. Those only will be the best examples for this. So I hope you will try this activity at your home. So this is all about the changes around us. And apart from these 6 groups, can we have any other group so that we can categorize them? So if any are there, we have to think it. I think nothing is there to categorize. Why? Because all we have covered in this only and no other groups. So like if you take solids, liquid, gases, and in case of solids, we have a semi-solid state. Like curd is a semi-solid state. In that we have any groups which we can involve in this. So that is a question for you. And if it is there, you go through it. And this is all about the changes. Plants also, if you observe, they will be removed in some seasons. They will be shedding of their leaves, and after coming another season, they will getting the new leaves in place of the old leaves. So in this way, they will be growing continuously, and that process we call it as a reversible process. And if we cut a plant also, it will grow again. So in this way, number of examples we can given in the changes around us. And this is a very easy topic. It's a natural topic and it's a general topic. Questions they may ask in any kind, but you are able to answer the. If you understand the concept clearly, you can attempt any type of question regarding this topic. I hope everyone understood the class clearly. So all the best. Go good.